Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. In this video, we're going to show you how to change out the Samsung refrigerator temperature sensor. It's going to be a very easy repair and it's only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the new temperature sensor. The temperature sensor is located in the fresh food section. The main reason you'll be changing it out is if it's failed and the fresh food section isn't going to the temperature you selected. In order to change the part, we have to open up both refrigerator doors. Now that we have both doors open, we're going to take out these two drawers and the upper shelves. To get the drawers out, you just have to pull out till they stop, then lift up on the front a little bit and pull them out the rest of the way. Once you have them out, you can set them aside. Now that we have the drawers out, we're going to take out the center divider. There's a little locking tab on each side that we have to press in, and you can pull the divider out. Once you have it off, you can pull it out and set it aside. To get the shelf out, we're just going to lift up on the front a little bit, and you can pull it forward. Once you have it free, you can pull it out and set it aside. The three upper shelves all come out the same way. We're just going to lift up on the front, and then lift up a little bit, and then pull them out. Once you have them out, you can set them aside. The small shelf, you just have to lift it out of the way. Now that we have all the shelves out, we have to remove the back panel. There's 4 screws that hold it on. There's one located behind this cover right here that we have to take off. So we're going to use a small flathead screwdriver to carefully get in here and release the tab. Once you have it free, you can pull the cover off, set it aside. Now we can use the Phillips screwdriver and remove the 4 screws. Now that we have those screws off, we can take the back panel off. As you're pulling it off, you want to be careful. There's 2 wiring harnesses up here that we have to disconnect once we get some room. We can reach back in there and unplug them. Once you have the panel free, we can reach up and disconnect the wire harnesses. To disconnect the wiring harnesses, each one has a locking tab. All you have to do is press the locking tab so you can pull the wire harness off. Once you have them both free, you can pull the assembly out of the refrigerator. Now that we have the assembly out of the refrigerator, we're going to set it on a table with a blanket on it so it doesn't get scratched. We're going to take out this rail assembly, so we're just going to push up on it and then lift up on it so it comes out on the bottom. And we can pull down and lift it out. Once you have it out, you can set it aside. Now that we have the rail out, we're going to turn the assembly over. And we have to take out these 4 screws that hold in this assembly. We're going to use a Phillips screwdriver to take them out. Once you have the screws out, we're going to take the temperature sensor wire harness out of this little hook right here. Just have to unwrap it. Once you have it free, you can just set it aside. Then we're going to lift the assembly up. And on each side, there's a couple pieces of masking tape that we're just going to take off. Once you have the tape off, we're going to set the assembly down and slide it over to the side of the table. Once you have it moved to the edge of the table, we're going to take a small flathead screwdriver and we have to release this little locking clip right here. Once you have it free, you can set it back down. Then we can carefully lift up the whole assembly so we can turn it over. As you're turning it over, the foam is going to come off right here. So you can just pull it off. Then we can set it down. Once you have them separated, we're just going to carefully peel this tape off. We can get the temperature sensor off of the plastic housing. Then we're going to take the foam and carefully feed it through here. Once you have it free, you can pull it off the assembly. Here's the old temperature sensor next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at appliancepartspros.com. To put the new temperature sensor in, we're just going to lift up the foam assembly and we're going to feed the sensor through its little channel. Once you have it through, you just have to snap it into place. So we're going to set it down and snap it in, and then we can put the tape over it. Now we can flip the styrofoam back over and set it onto the plastic housing. Just going to carefully flip it over. And as you set it down, we want to pull out any extra wire to keep it tight. And we're going to carefully set it down into place. And before we push it all the way down in, you want to make sure that the foam seal is in the right position. Once you have it in, you can make sure this side snaps in. And you just want to press down on this seal. Should be able to reuse it. Just make sure it's on there good. We can set the assembly down again. We can go around and put the 4 pieces of tape back on. Once you have the tape on, we can set it down. Now we can route the temperature sensor wire. We're just going to grab it and run it through this little cutout right here to hold it. And then we can run it down to the mounting hook and wrap it around that, just like it was when we took it off. Once you have the wire routed, we can use a Phillips screwdriver to put back in the 4 screws. Now we can turn the assembly over so we can put the support rail back in. We're just going to put the top in first and push up a little bit. Then we can drop the lower half in and then pull it down a little bit to lock it behind that tab on the bottom. Once you have it in place, we can put the assembly back into the refrigerator. To put the back panel on, we're just going to lift it up into place. And then we have to reach behind it and reconnect the wire harnesses. We have the one that goes to the temperature sensor, that goes on the top. And the one that goes to the fan goes on the bottom. Once you have them both hooked up, you can lift the back panel up into place. Once you have the back panel in place, we can use a Phillips screwdriver to put the screws back in. Once you have these 3 screws in, we can put in the upper one. Now that we have the screws in, we can snap the cover on. All you have to do is line it up, push it into place. Once you have it in, we can put all the shelving back in. To put these upper shelves back in, they all go in the same way. We're just going to set the top hooks on first and lower it down. Once you have the upper one on, we can lower this little side shelf. Now we can put the crisper cover in. To put it in, we're just going to set it down onto the rails, and then we're going to hold the front up a little bit, then push it back so the shelf goes underneath the rails. We can set the front down. To put the support in, All you have to do is line it up and push it in. You want to make sure it snaps in. Once you have it in place, we can put the drawers in. When you put the drawers in, you want to make sure the wider one goes on the left. And all you have to do is put them in the same way you took them out. Lift up on the front a little bit. Push them in, drop the front down. Push it the rest of the way in. Now that we have everything put back together, we can close both refrigerator doors, plug the refrigerator back in, and make sure it starts to cool. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.